Listen, I need you to pause everything for just a few minutes, because what I am about to tell you is one of the fastest ways to change how the world, and specifically how women, respond to you. Not tomorrow, not after months of self-improvement. The very moment she notices you. And here is the best part. You do not need to change your face. You do not need a different body. You do not need to worry about your hairline or your age or anything else you've been quietly stressed about when you look in the mirror. Here is the hard truth most men over 35 never get told. Your looks are only about half of what creates attraction. The other half is pure psychology, shortcuts built deep into the human subconscious that operate before a single word has been spoken. When you understand these shortcuts and begin expressing them naturally, women will swear you became more attractive overnight. Even when nothing about your appearance actually changed, you have seen this happen. A completely ordinary-looking man talking to a woman who is genuinely captivated, laughing, leaning in, playing with her hair. And you are standing nearby thinking, what does he have that I do not? It is not mystery. It is signals. Specific, learnable, psychological signals that flip a switch in her brain before she even consciously registers what she is responding to. Here are 10 of them. The first is posture, and what it communicates before you open your mouth. The human brain is naturally efficient. When it detects one high-value signal, it immediately assumes a cluster of other high-value traits exist as well. Psychologists call this the halo effect. When you stand with an open chest, a level chin, and your shoulders naturally back, your body language communicates something to her subconscious that no sentence could replicate as quickly. It communicates status, groundedness, the quiet certainty of someone who feels entirely at home in their own skin. Research on posture and hormone levels has found that open, expansive body language actually reduces cortisol, the stress hormone, and increases the feeling of presence and confidence. Walk into a room like you belong there. Her brain will register it within 5 seconds. Not because you did anything dramatic, because your body told the truth about your confidence before anything else had the chance to. The second signal is how you handle eye contact. Most men do one of two things. They stare too long and too intensely, which reads as predatory or desperate. Or they look away the instant eye contact is made, which reads as insecure. Both communicate low confidence immediately. The move that actually works is this: the moment eye contact is made, hold it for one deliberate beat. Then give the smallest possible nod or a barely there half smile. And then be the one who looks away first. That sequence communicates something precise to her subconscious. I see you. I am not intimidated. And I do not need your attention to feel okay. It creates a micro-tension in her mind, something unresolved, something she did not quite finish processing. And unresolved things have a way of staying with people. The third signal is your blink rate, which sounds unusual until you understand the biology. Animals that feel threatened or anxious blink rapidly. Animals that feel entirely safe in their environment blink slowly. This is not conscious behavior. It is a direct expression of nervous system state. When you are listening to a woman and your eyelids move just slightly slower than normal, not dramatically, just measurably calmer, it registers as control. As someone who is entirely at ease, women often cannot name what they are responding to in these moments. They simply notice that being around you feels different, steadier. And that steadiness is deeply attractive. The fourth signal is your speaking pace. When a man is anxious, he rushes. He talks faster because somewhere inside he is afraid of being interrupted, afraid of losing the moment, afraid of running out of time to say what he needs to say. Slow down by 10%. Just 10. That small deceleration gives your voice a richer, more grounded quality. It signals a regulated nervous system, someone who is in no hurry because they have no reason to be. Women have described this effect in remarkably consistent terms. That when a man speaks with genuine, unhurried calm, they find themselves trusting him without being able to fully explain why. The fifth signal is something most men get backwards. Stop focusing on your perceived flaws. Nobody is studying your gray hair the way you are. Nobody is cataloging the things about your appearance that you have memorized through years of self-criticism. The self-consciousness itself, the tugging at your shirt, the adjusting, the subtle ways you try to correct or hide things, that is what people actually notice, not the thing you are trying to hide. The moment you stop managing your appearance anxiously and simply occupy your body with ease, the things you were worried about become nearly invisible. One man I know spent years trying to disguise the fact that he was going gray. The moment he stopped hiding it and simply owned his look without apology, the feedback shifted entirely. Not old, distinguished. Nothing changed except his relationship with his own appearance. The sixth signal is your relationship with silence. Most men treat silence as a problem to be solved. A gap in conversation feels like something is dying, so they fill it. They talk more, explain more, add more words, and in doing so they communicate exactly what they were trying to hide. Nervousness. The need to perform. Silence is not awkward when you are genuinely grounded. It is only awkward when you are afraid. When you can let a pause exist without rushing to fill it, when you say something and then simply let it sit, you communicate something rare. Emotional control. And emotional control, particularly in men over 30, is one of the most consistently attractive qualities that exists. Try this. After making a point, stop. Do not add softening words. Do not explain further. Do not chase her reaction. Simply let it land. You'll be surprised how often she leans in further, speaks faster, or smiles in a way that tells you she is paying attention to you in a way she was not a moment ago. The seventh signal is the pace of your physical movement. A man who moves quickly, who drops into chairs, turns his head sharply, checks his phone constantly, communicates one thing above all else: that he is not fully present. And women are extraordinarily sensitive to presence. Not physical presence. The kind of presence that means your mind is actually here, with her right now. Slow your movements deliberately. When you pick something up, do it with intention. When you turn your head, let it move smoothly. When you sit, lower yourself calmly, as though you have all the time in the world. This single adjustment, unhurried, grounded movement, communicates higher status without a single word. Because in every environment, the people who are least rushed are almost always the people who are most in control. The eighth signal is how you end your sentences. This is subtle, but significant. When sentences end on a rising tone, as though everything you say is a question looking for approval, it communicates uncertainty. When sentences end on a level or slightly descending tone, they communicate conviction. You're not asking for permission. You are making a statement. You are not hoping she agrees. You are sharing what you think. That distinction, tiny in execution, enormous in effect, is the difference between a man who sounds like he is seeking validation and a man who sounds like he already has it. The ninth signal is your smile, and specifically the restraint of it. Men who smile too readily at everything, in every interaction, communicate one thing: they want to be liked. Men who never smile communicate another: they are performing toughness. Neither is what actually creates attraction. What works is what might be called the microsmile, a small, controlled, natural expression that comes and goes without announcement. It signals warmth without desperation, confidence without performance. It tells her nervous system, this person is relaxed, is not trying to prove anything, and is genuinely at ease. A woman might find a man physically striking, but if his energy feels unsafe or anxious or performative, she will not lean in. The microsmile is what communicates emotional safety. And emotional safety is what makes women lean in. The 10th signal is how much physical space you occupy. High confidence men take up space naturally. Not aggressively. Not intrusively. Simply naturally. Arms resting comfortably rather than crossed. Feet set at shoulder width rather than pressed together. Shoulders open rather than folded inward. Most men shrink without realizing they're doing it, pulling inward as though apologizing for the space they occupy. The correction is simple. Take up 10% more space than feels natural. Let your body occupy its environment without apology. Her subconscious will assess your status from this before you have said a word. And that assessment happens faster than thought. None of this is about performance. None of it is about pretending to be something you are not. It is about removing the nervous habits that make you appear smaller than you actually are. Most men are not unattractive. They are tense. They are rushed. They are performing. And the moment you stop performing and start simply existing, calmly, fully, without apology, everything changes, because the man who stops needing to be chosen becomes the man she cannot stop thinking about.